I'm no longer preparing for retirement. I'm preparing for the rest of my life. I don't know how long that's going to be. None of us do. But whatever time I have left, I want it to be the best that it can possibly be. And when my time does come, I want to make things as easy as possible for my son and daughter-in-law. Hi, I'm Peggy. I'm splitting my time between Florida and Mexico, and I'm sharing what I'm learning about retirement, travel, and living on a realistic budget. So if that interests you, please subscribe. I was going to start this video by saying, have you ever noticed when we're young, we think we have all the time in the world to do these things, but we even think that when we're not young. We think, oh, I'll start exercising next week. I'll go on a diet tomorrow. I'm going to take that trip someday. Oh, I really need to call my friend. And we just think there's more time, there's more time, there's more time. And then one day you realize that, you know what? Your body is aching a lot more. It's a lot harder to get in shape when you're really out of shape. Your friends start moving away. Your friends start dying. We really don't have that much time. You realize that someday is not guaranteed. I'm 67 now, and I'm certainly no expert on aging. I'm just trying to figure things out as I go along. But there are a few things that I'm doing intentionally right now to make my remaining years better. Okay, so number one, take care of your teeth. I have to admit, I have never been good at taking care of my teeth. I have brushed and flossed, and that's pretty much it. I rarely went for dental cleanings because, let's face it, they're very expensive here in the United States. And so my gums started to recede a little bit, and I thought, I need to start paying attention to this. So it's amazing. As soon as you think of something, social media picks up on it, and all of these dentists started showing up in my social media feeds telling me different, their advice basically. So I follow quite a few of them, and I watch different ones on YouTube, and they all have these three things in common for advice. The first one is, and I have to look up this word, nanohydroxyapatite toothpaste. So this is not a regular toothpaste that's just going to clean your teeth. Obviously, it will clean your teeth, but it also helps remineralize and rebuild your enamel. So that was an easy switch. Just switch my toothpaste. The second recommendation is xylitol gum. Now, I really don't like to chew gum, but I'm trying to get in the habit of chewing the xylitol gum after every meal. Xylitol helps reduce harmful bacteria that causes cavities, but it doesn't get rid of the good bacteria in your mouth. And it also helps create more saliva, which is one of the best ways to reduce cavities. Now, let me just give you a big warning. Xylitol is extremely toxic to dogs, and I'm a dog sitter. So if you're going to chew the xylitol gum, just be very, very careful with it. I try to chew 5 to 10 minutes after every meal. I don't always remember, but it's another habit I'm trying to get. The third thing that they all recommend is taping your mouth shut at night. Now, I've been doing this for more than 5 years. I listened on audio to a book called Breath by James Nestor. Now, I have problems with my lungs. That's the reason that I started taping my mouth shut at night, and I was really afraid to. Let me just tell you, I'm very claustrophobic, so it did not seem like something I'd want to do. But James Nestor, in his book, he recommends just taking a little piece of surgical tape vertically on your mouth to start. That way you can still breathe through the sides of your mouth in case you're crazy claustrophobic. Now I tape my whole mouth shut, but in the beginning I started like that. The reason I started doing it was because it helps my lungs absorb oxygen better. I had no idea it was also good for your teeth. Well, it turns out that having a dry mouth is the leading cause of cavities. So when you tape your mouth shut at night, you have the saliva going on, and that's helping reduce cavities. Now, if you have sleep apnea or have concerns, obviously talk to your healthcare provider. I'm also vowing to start getting my teeth cleaned more often because now I'm in Mexico half time and it's a lot more affordable in Mexico. Second thing that I'm intentionally doing is decluttering my home. Now, it was a little easier for me because, if you heard my story, when I got completely wiped out and sold everything. If it didn't fit in my minivan, I didn't take it with me. So when I moved into this house, I started with nothing, but it's amazing how much junk you can accumulate. So, the main reason that I want to keep my house clutter free is because I am aware that I'm an older person and I could kick off any minute. I don't want my poor son and daughter in law to have to fly. They live in California. I don't want them to have to fly here and spend hours and hours getting rid of everything and going through all my stuff. I want to make it easier on them. The second reason is just it's clutter is stressful. I At times my house does get cluttered. I've got things going on and I'll put the laundry on the sofa and I don't finish folding it and I've just got this big mess everywhere and it stresses me out. And I'm not a clean freak. Well, I'm not really a clean freak, but when my house is in order, everything feels better. One of the things that I do to reduce clutter is I have a beautiful basket and I just put donations in there because there's always things that I can get rid of. For one, clothes. When I got rid of most of my clothes, I never replaced a lot of them. I enjoy having a very limited wardrobe. It's just easier. Life is easier with limited clothing. So I'm constantly getting rid of clothing and just, I don't know, other things that I just look at them. I'm not going to use this, get rid of it. Number 3, strengthen your legs. Now, when we're young, we don't think anything of getting up and down, but as we get older, getting up off the floor can be a struggle. Just crouching down to get into the lower cabinets in the kitchen can be a struggle. Our knees start to go. I mean, how many of my friends have had knee replacements? So every morning when I wake up, before I even go to the bathroom, I do 30 squats. I used to do 30 squats just out of bed. Now I kind of have to hang on to the bedpost because my balance isn't as good as it was when I was younger. So my first maybe 5 or 6 squats, I'm hanging on, and then I get my balance and I can finish the 30. 30 gets my heart racing a little bit. I can feel it. It's not super hard for me because I've been doing it for so long, but it's enough to keep me going a little bit. For me, being independent is extremely important. So I need to be in decent shape. And they say that your legs are really important to keep you younger. One of the benefits of being a dog sitter is you are forced to take a walk at least twice a day because dogs need walks. I mean, I have a beautiful yard and everything, but dogs get bored, so we have to take a walk twice a day. So I'm stuck doing that no matter what, and it's a good thing because I don't always feel like it. I also have a rebounder, one of those little mini trampolines. I have one here in Florida, and I also have one in Mexico because I love that thing. I have to have it in my face, unfortunately, or else I won't use it. And usually I just do 1 to 5 minutes at a time. But if the rebounder is out in the living room or somewhere, if it's nice weather in the lanai, I'll bounce on it 5, 6, 7 times a day. Just for a minute sometimes, or sometimes I'll do 5 or 6. Sometimes I do longer. But if it's not in my face, I don't do it. Unfortunately, that's about all I'm doing right now for my legs. Oh, and I do stretch. I stretch in the mornings. I love to stretch. But I've got all these injuries right now. I had a car accident in Mexico. I've got, shoulder, neck, thumb. I got all these issues. So I'm going to physical therapy for my upper body. And I have gone right to the gym a couple of times after physical therapy, but sometimes if I have a new dog, I don't like to leave the dog for very long in my house, as you can imagine. When I do go to the gym, I only do my lower body. I just spend a half an hour, just get in there. I do the machine. I warm up, I do the machines, and then I do the stair stepper at the end. It's a pretty good workout for my legs. Number 4, nurture your relationships. Friendships don't take care of themselves. I noticed that if I don't intentionally keep in touch with my friends, months and months and years can go by without me even talking to them, knowing what's going on with their lives. I mean, maybe I can see a little bit on Facebook, but that's not a connection. That's just kind of knowing what's happening. So I drive down to see my mother at least every other week, which is an hour and a half each way. And I make sure that I call everybody. I go through the list of everybody in my family. Not everybody, but I call mostly family members. And then I have a list of friends that I like to keep in touch with. Not everybody is on my list that should be on my list. I would like to be better at it, but I do make a real effort to try to call people on a regular basis. I'm really busy for a person who's retired, so I don't have as much time to go out for coffee and lunch and that kind of stuff. So for me, it's phone calls. I mean, loneliness is one of the biggest issues that retirees face. Relationships take work, and I feel like it's worth it. Number 5, choose experiences over stuff. One thing retirement has taught me is that memories last a lot longer and give me more joy than things do. I have way better memories of my trips, my travels all over the world than I do of all my beautiful furniture and unique things that I lost when I had to sell and get rid of everything. I mean, I was a little sad when I had to get rid of some of the things that I loved, but the memories of all my beautiful trips, my wonderful trips, even crazy trips that weren't so wonderful, I have those memories, and those are way more precious. I would rather take the time to meet up with a friend for coffee or go hiking with a friend than buy another piece of clothing. I would rather take a class to learn something than to buy something to decorate the house, although I do love to decorate the house. My closet is a quarter of what it was in the past, and I don't miss all those outfits. Now, I understand that some of you love fashion and that's your joy, and of course it's different for you, but for me, I want the experiences. The important part is not waiting. We really don't know how much time we have left, even if you're a young person watching this video. So don't wait. Make the plans, put them on your calendar, call your friend, make the commitment, and just go and do. Go hiking with your friend. Go to that museum and, 2 hours away that you've been meaning to go to. Get it on your calendar. If there is a dream trip that you've had in your mind for a long time, especially if you're older, you don't know how long you don't know how long you're going to have health to do these trips. I have a friend right now, he loves to travel, but his knees are really bothering him. I said, "Oh, where are you going to go this winter?" And he said, "Oh, I'm not going to take a trip until I solve this problem with my knees." Well, what if the knees don't get resolved? So take the trip now. You can do it. I am going to make a video on cheap ways to travel because I have been doing that for a long time and I'm really good at it. Anyway, the point is, do it now. Do it now. Plan it. Do it. Number 6, keep doing hard things. Get out of your comfort zone. This one might be the most difficult, especially now. It's like, well, you don't have a job. You don't have to get up and be somewhere at 9 o'clock and rush, rush, rush. And, you're like, I'm just going to take it easy. But I think when you stop pushing yourself and learning, it ages you. So, take that class. You can take an online class if you don't want to leave the house, but I think taking classes in person is a little social as well as it kind of pushes you to learn a little bit better. Go to the gym, start learning a language. I'm trying to learn Spanish. It's really hard, but I'm really glad I'm doing it. Um, Go to the art classes. If you've always wanted to learn how to paint or sing, take guitar lessons. There are so many different things. Dance, take your dancing lessons. That would be so fun. And keep up with technology. I I'm not a technical person. I struggle with technology, but I try to keep up because I think that's another thing that really ages you. I mean, you can't even go to the doctor anymore without an app. You have to keep up. And if you need extra income in retirement, don't assume it's too late. I did make a video about different sources of income that I have, but you can get a very part-time job. You can make a YouTube channel. You could pet sit. You can bake cookies to sell at a local coffee shop. There are so many different ways that you can make money, and it kind of gives you a sense of accomplishment. Anyway, the point isn't what you choose. The point is to keep stretching yourself and growing. Growth doesn't stop at retirement unless we decide it does. Number 7, say thank you while you still can. And I think this is probably the most important and something I'm still working on. But we really need to appreciate the people in our lives. Tell people what they mean to you while you still can. And I'll tell you why I came up with this. Every year, one of my friends who's a widower, he gets very sad around his wife's birthday. And one time he told me that he remembers just looking at her and just thinking, gosh, I'm so lucky to be married to her. And he never told her. And then she died. And I think she's been dead for 20 years. And he still feels so bad that he never said that to her. And I'm sure he said things. I'm sure he's probably blowing it out of proportion. He probably showed her that he loved her in many ways. But that's something that it really hit me that I need to tell my son, I need to tell my daughter-in-law, my nephews, my sisters, my mother. I need to let them know how important they are to me and how lucky I am to have them in my life. Now, I already told you I'm trying to keep in touch with them, and that is one part of it. But I want to be better at showing appreciation. I don't think I'm good at it. I need to learn how. My friend Sarah is just wonderful. Throughout the years that we've been friends, she just, she got a summer job at a candy store, and one time she just sent me a caramel apple in the mail. I mean, I'm in Florida. She's up there in Delaware. And that was just so sweet. She's just always thinking of nice little things to do for others. I want to be more like that. And one more thing that's important to me is to pray for the people I love. I pray my rosary every morning, and I go through the people that in my brain I'm required to pray for, which is my son, my daughter-in-law, and I have 2 godsons. So those are the rules. They get prayed for every day, no matter what. And then I will make lists of people depending on what's going on, or if sometimes people will pop in my brain that I haven't thought about in a long time, and I feel like that's God's way of telling me to pray for them at that time. I mean, it's an easy habit, and it's one that reminds me that God has placed some wonderful people in my life. None of us knows how many healthy years that we have left. And I'm not saying that to be depressing. I'm saying that to be freeing. It reminds me that today matters. I'm trying to take care of my body, simplify my life, stay strong, keep learning, invest in relationships while I still can, while I still have the energy and the health to do it. So I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing that you're intentionally doing because you don't want to wait until it's too late?